The next thing which we are going to study over here is the enhanced for loop, also called the for each loop. Pay good attention to this topic because this concept was not there for you in C language. It's quite new for you. Although it's a for loop, it is new for you. Now, what is this for each loop? So I will say the for each loop is used to go through the elements of an array or collection. Right now you don't know what is a collection. So let's ignore collection. Let's stick to array. So once again, what does the definition say? It says that a for each loop is used to go through the elements of an array. Now what exactly it is, how it works, I'll let you know. But for time being, just understand one thing, that this for each loop is used especially when you want to go through the array. Okay. Now to understand this, what we'll do is we'll do two examples, one on the left side, one on the right side. Look at the mouse pointer. Okay. The aim of both the examples will be same. So we will have an array. Okay, we'll have an array and we need to display the elements of the array while going through the array. Okay. So what we'll do is first we'll do this work using the normal for loop, and then we will do the same work using the for each loop. Okay, so let's do that. First of all, I hope you remember what is the statement. You had it in C language also. This is called array declaration and initialization. So what this statement means, see, the two square brackets mean array. So the meaning of this statement is there is an integer, look at the mouse pointer, there is an integer array called x which has elements 2, 4, 6, 8. If you really understood what I said, tell me what is x of 0? It's 2. X of 1 is 4. X of 2 is 6. X of 3 is 8. Okay. Now what I want to do over here, I want to display the elements of this array while going through the array. I will go through the array from left to right and I'll display each and every element. So for that, let me write a normal for loop which is like this. Okay, like this. Okay, now let me explain you how this works. The new thing which you see over here is this x dot length. We'll do all these things in detail when we do the chapter of array. For time being, what is this x dot length? Very simple. See, what happens is in Java, if you have an array called x and if you write x dot length, then x dot length will give you the number of elements in the array x. So if you really understood, tell me what is the value of x dot length? It is 4 because there are 4 elements in this array. Okay. So now this for loop becomes this way: for I equal to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus. Now this is a normal for loop. You know which all values I will take. Tell me which all values I will take. It will take the value 0, 1, 2, 3. It will not take the value 4 because of the less than condition over here. Okay, tell me one more thing. How many times this for loop will execute? It will execute 4 times. For I equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. Now every time what we will do is we'll execute this SOP statement. So in this SOP statement there is x of I which is not in double quotes, and in double quotes I have given space. Okay. So when I is 0, the SOP will display x of 0 which is 2. When I is 1, the SOP will display x of 1 which is 4. So that way this for loop will execute 4 times. I will take values 0, 1, 2, 3 and you will get the output 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. I hope you understood this. This was not new for you. This is a normal for loop. Now let's do the same thing using enhanced for loop, using for each loop. So for that, let me keep the same array. So the array is exactly same. See, exactly same. Okay. After that, I will write the for each loop which looks like this. Now even before I start explaining, just compare the two for loops. Just look at the two for loops and make an observation that a for each loop looks so simple. Okay, this looks so complicated whereas this looks so simple. Okay, now let's go into the details. Pay good attention. It is not difficult, but you are studying it for the first time. Now in a for each loop, what happens within these two parentheses, the round brackets are called parentheses. So within the parentheses, what you will do is you will give a colon. Listen carefully, you will give a colon. To the left of the colon, you will give a declaration, and to the right of the colon, you will give the name of the array. I repeat, you give a colon. To the left of the colon, a declaration. To the right of the colon, the name of an array. Now tell me one thing, what is the data type of the array X? It is int. So that is why I am creating an integer variable a over here. If X was of data type float or double, let's say float. If X was of data type float, okay, over here we had float, then this a should also be of data type float. So the data type of this variable and the data type of the array should remain same, okay. One more thing is that this variable a is created inside this for each loop, and it should be used only inside the for loop. So I can use it in this SOP because the SOP is a part of the for loop. But if I have one more statement over here after the for loop, okay, if I have a statement after for loop ends, then in that statement you cannot use the variable a. Okay, so now those were the rules. Now let's try and understand the working over here, how it will work. Now what will happen is, over here, first of all, the compiler will check that how many elements are there in the array X. So in the array X, there are 4 elements, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what the compiler will do is, it will execute this loop 4 times, it will execute this SOP 4 times, and every time it will give one element of X to A. So when the loop executes for the first time, tell me what will be the value of A? A will be X of 0, which is 2. And this is done automatically. You don't need to wonder how this 2 is given to A. So in the first execution, A will be equal to X of 0, which is 2, which is 2, which is 2. Okay. So now A will be 2, SOP will execute. What SOP will do is, it will display 2 followed by a space, followed by a space. Now don't forget this is a loop, so the compiler will go back over here, compiler will go back over here. Now in the second execution, what the compiler will do, it will give the next element of X to A. So A will take value X of 1, which is 4. SOP will display this 4, and again compiler goes back over here. So that way the loop executes total 4 times. A will take the value 2, 4, 6, 8, and each value is displayed one by one. So I hope you understood the working of the for each loop. Also please realize that a for each loop is a special loop which is used to go through the elements of the array. So as you saw over here, we are going through the elements of the array X and we are displaying those elements. Okay. We don't use the for each loop for some other work. We use it only when we want to deal with an array. And with an array, using the for each loop makes things very simple. See how simple the things look over here. Okay, now what you do is you copy these two examples. Okay. So this is your printed notes. You have enhanced for loop. Okay. Draw a line over here. Draw a line over here. On the left side you write without the for each loop. On the right side you write using for each loop. On the left side copy the red example. On the right side copy the blue example. And below these examples also write the output, which was 2468. Okay. So here the heading should be without for each loop. Here the heading should be using for each loop. And copy this example on the left, this on the right. Okay. So that was the for each loop for you.